You have felt this. Different face, different city, the same exact wound. The same fight at month 4. The same silence at year 2. The same quiet exit. You think you keep meeting the wrong person. You don't. You keep finding the same one. 10 of the most influential minds in psychology spent their entire lives trying to explain why. Freud, Jung, Bowlby, Fromm, Rogers, Frankl, Gottman, Perel, Johnson, each saw a different part of the same truth. None of them saw it alone. Tonight, 1 minute for each of them. 60 seconds. One insight, then the next. By the 10th, you will see what most therapy never names out loud, even though every one of these thinkers built their work around it. There is no quiz. There is no homework. There's only the moment you finally recognize the pattern. Stay to the end. Sigmund Freud, Vienna, 1905. He listened to women whose lives were ruined by men they could not stop loving. He noticed something they never saw. Each was reenacting, with a husband, a lover, a stranger, the original drama of her childhood. The unavailable father, the cold mother, the wound she could not name. Freud called it transference. We do not fall for a person. We fall for a pattern broadcasting from inside us, looking for someone shaped enough like the original to receive it. The unconscious does not want happiness. It wants resolution. It wants to finally win the argument it lost at age 7. So you find someone who can lose it with you again. Freud's most uncomfortable claim was not about sex. It was this: until you grieve the parent who failed you, you will keep auditioning lovers for the role. Carl Jung said Freud only saw the basement. Above it lived the rest of you, the parts you never let breathe, the aggressive, the sensual, the fragile, the artistic. Jung called these the shadow, and the part of the opposite that lives inside you. He called anima for men, animus for women. When you fall in love, he wrote, you are not seeing a person. You are seeing your own unlived life walking around in someone else's body. The intoxication of love is the recognition. This stranger is carrying the parts of me I exiled. That is also why love dies. Once the projection thins, the real person appears. Smaller, ordinary, refusing to keep performing your shadow. The work, Jung said, is not to find a better screen. It is to take the projection back, to live the life you were trying to outsource. John Bowlby, London, 1950s. He studied children separated from their mothers and noticed they did not simply grieve. They reorganized. Some learned to cling. Some learned to need no one. Some learned to oscillate. By 18 months, the strategy was set, and the strategy was the rest of their love life. He called it attachment. Today we know 3 patterns. Secure. I can ask for closeness. I can return to myself. Anxious. I will burn the house down to be sure you will come back. Avoidant. I will leave you before you leave me, and call it independence. The fight you keep having with your partner, the one about the text reply, the silent treatment, the closeness you both want and cannot tolerate, that fight is not happening between 2 adults. It is happening between 2 toddlers who never finished a single conversation in their lives. Erich Fromm wrote the most quoted book on love in the 20th century, and almost nobody who quoted him understood it. The Art of Loving, 1956. His thesis was brutal. Most people are not in love. They are in a fusion. They have collapsed into another person to escape the unbearable weight of being themselves. The loneliness disappears briefly. They confuse the relief for love. Real love, Fromm said, requires the opposite. That you remain a separate person, awake, alone in your own skin, and choose the other anyway, repeatedly, with effort. Love is not a feeling that happens to you. It is a discipline you practice. Care, responsibility, respect, knowledge. Without those 4, what you call love is dependency wearing a costume. The reason most relationships die is not that the love left. It is that the love was never built. Carl Rogers asked a different question. Not why does love fail? Why does anyone heal and love at all? His answer changed therapy and never reached most relationships. 3 conditions, he said, and only 3. Genuineness. You stop performing for the other. Empathy. You actually feel what they feel without rushing to fix it. Unconditional positive regard. You do not love them more when they are good or less when they are weak. Most people have never received any of these from anyone in their lives. Not from parent, not from partner. They have been judged, evaluated, improved, corrected, and called loved. When someone receives Rogers' 3 conditions for the first time, they break open. They cry strangely. They did not know it was missing. They thought love just hurt. It does not. Most of us have just never been seen. Viktor Frankl was deported to Auschwitz in 1942. His pregnant wife, Tilly, was sent to another camp. They never saw each other again. She was murdered. He survived. And while he survived, he discovered something he could not have learned anywhere else. Even when she was dead, and he did not yet know it, he could still love her, reach her, speak to her in the freezing pre-dawn marches. The image of his wife did its work. It was not nostalgia. It was meaning. Frankl's contribution to psychology was simple and devastating. Love is not contingent on the lover being alive, or present, or even available. It is a position the soul takes. To love someone is to assert their irreducible meaning against everything. Most of us have never loved anyone that way, and many of us have been loved that way once, very early, and have spent our lives looking for it back. John Gottman put 3,000 couples in a small apartment and recorded them. Heart rate, micro-expressions, every word. By the late 1990s, he could predict with 91% accuracy whether a marriage would end from 15 minutes of footage. He found 4 behaviors: criticism, attacking the person, not the action; defensiveness, the counterattack disguised as injury; stonewalling, shutting down, going silent, walking away; and the worst, the predictor of the predictors, contempt. The eye roll, the sigh, the micro smirk. The moment one partner stops seeing the other as a peer and starts seeing them as a problem to be tolerated. Contempt, Gottman wrote, dissolves the immune system of love. Once it sets in, almost nothing reverses it. Most couples do not fall out of love. They contempt their way out. And it usually starts so quietly that neither one notices the day it began. Esther Perel lives in the contradiction the rest of psychology politely avoided. The same conditions that build intimacy, predictability, safety, knowing every detail, are the conditions that kill desire. Desire wants distance, mystery, a part of the other you cannot reach. Intimacy wants the opposite. Couples who succeed at one frequently fail at the other and call it failure. Perel's clinical observation, drawn from 40 years across 9 countries, was simple. We have asked our partners to be everything that an entire village used to provide. Our best friend, our co-parent, our closest confidant, our passionate lover, our accountant, our therapist, our most exciting adventure. Nobody can do all of those for one person, ever. The disappointment we feel in our long-term love is not because we chose wrong. It is because we expected something no human relationship has ever sustained. Sue Johnson built on Bowlby. She brought attachment out of the nursery and into the bedroom of every couple alive. Her work, emotionally focused therapy, has the highest success rate of any couple's therapy ever measured. Her core insight is the synthesis of all 9 voices before her. Underneath every fight you have had with a partner, there is one question. Are you there for me? Will you come if I call? Can I count on you when I'm not at my best? The argument about the dishes is not